There's a feeling many in venture capital know too well. Like no matter how hard you look, no matter how many decks you review, the real magic is hiding just beneath the surface, out of sight. You see a unicorn and you wonder, what's the real pattern underneath all the noise, the shiny valuations, the headlines? It's like chasing shadows, trying to find the same fire that made those startups explode into markets worth billions. And damn, it's exhausting. Because every pitch sounds similar, every trend feels copied, every next big thing looks more like the last big thing with a fresh coat of paint. That frustration, that itch, that's what keeps you grinding. The endless hours, the doubts, the fear of missing out on the next rocket ship. The question that never leaves your mind: why do some companies break out and ride straight to the stars, while dozens, maybe hundreds, just fizzle out, trapped in limbo? You're staring at spreadsheets, market reports, team bios, searching for a pattern, a signpost, something real. Something raw, something human underneath all those investor pitches and glossy PowerPoints. Now here's what most people miss. They look at growth curves, market sizes, product market fit, but the hidden pattern goes way deeper, way beyond the typical metrics. It's living inside the heartbeat of the company, inside the people who refuse to play by the rules, who burn with a personal fire that won't quit. Every unicorn, at its core, carries a rebellion, a refusal to accept how things should be. They don't just build a product or chase a market, they break something. Old beliefs, old industries, old mindsets. They don't ask permission, they choose to redefine the game itself. That's the secret invisible to most. Success like this is never handed out. It's seized by those who can stare in the face of doubt, confusion, and rejection and still move forward. Not because they are lucky, not because they had all the right pieces from day one, but because they lived and breathed transformation. Deep, painful, ruthless transformation. The founders behind these companies don't just want money or fame. They crave a complete shift, a new reality that shatters expectations. They burn so hot, wanting to prove that the world isn't set in stone, that what exists is only what people allowed to happen, and that can always change. You might be sitting there wondering how to find that fire, how to spot a real unicorn deal before others even glimpse it. Here's a raw truth. The fire can't be faked. It can't be manufactured by slick branding or buzzwords. It shows up in the grit of the team, in their body language, in their obsession with learning what no one else will, in their endless rejection of good enough or safe bets. Look for founders who aren't just chasing growth, but who are obsessed with creating something that pulls the future toward them like a magnet. The next level unicorn is never the obvious bet. It's always the one that makes everyone uncomfortable. When you hear someone talking about play it safe, turn your back. The real magic lives in the stories nobody wants to tell, in the hustle behind the scenes when cameras are off and investors have left the room. It's in those moments when founders choose insanity over sanity, not because they're reckless, but because they see a world that most don't, and they refuse to accept anything less than seeing it realized. If you want to uncover the hidden pattern, start asking the painful questions that most investors shy away from. Don't just measure traction or monthly recurring revenue. Dig into how this team messes up and then fights harder. Look at how their failures fuel their next move. Pay attention to those who ditch the status quo and chase first principles thinking, who tear down the problem rather than patch the old system. When you see people willing to be misunderstood, mocked, even hated, know that's the crack where unicorns emerge. And here's the part that hits hard. You, as an investor, need to be ready to move beyond comfort, to bet on the oddballs, the outliers, the ones who make you question your own instincts. Because the system that rewards obedience and predictability is the one that kills true innovation. The world doesn't need more safe deals. It needs bets on people who refuse normal, on those whose reality is too raw, too weird, too revolutionary to be tamed by existing rules. This is not about just looking smart or following trends. It's about embracing discomfort like a weapon. It's about being ruthlessly critical of the market, of the idea, of yourself. The edge is where progress comes from, and the edge is messy. It's unpredictable. It's emotional. It's raw. But that's where you'll find the fire stoking every unicorn's engine. That fire is a clue. It demands patience and selective focus. Not every crazy idea will become a unicorn, but every unicorn was once a crazy idea someone dared to nurture with unshakable belief. Now picture this. Imagine tuning your radar, not just to numbers and shiny pitches, but to energy, to the vibe of rebellion, raw courage, and relentless learning. Imagine having the guts to back those who burn inside with restless dissatisfaction, those who reject comfort and consensus, who don't just want to build a startup, but want to redefine what success even means. When you start seeing investment as a partnership with transformation, not just transactions, you unlock a new realm of possibilities. And because transformation isn't fast or easy, your approach has to be layered with patience, kindness to yourself, and a long-term mindset that eats the short-term noise for breakfast. True power comes from knowing that this is a marathon, a game played over years, not quarters. Investing in unicorns means aligning yourself with those rare few willing to sacrifice instant validation for a deeper mission that rattles cages and rewrites rules. Here's something you won't hear often enough. The hidden pattern isn't just a formula in the market or a clever business model. It's a mindset, a code, the unspoken rule that those who change the world never settle for what is. They practice freedom in their vision, their execution, their persistence. They embody sovereignty, holding their will as their most powerful weapon against a system designed to bottle up potential and spit out mediocrity. That leads us to a brutal real talk. Many deals fall apart not because of product or market, but because of lack of shared fire. Because investors want someone safe, founders want quick wins, and the world keeps recycling the same scripts. But unicorns aren't born from scripts. They're born from rebellion, from refusal to be caged by business as usual. They come from those who fight to craft becoming, not just belonging. So when you scan the sea of startups, train your eyes to recognize the spark that looks like chaos, but feels like purpose. Look for teams who don't just want capital, but who hunger for transformation. Seek those who don't just survive the game, but disrupt it utterly, tirelessly, unapologetically. These are the real unicorns, the ones who don't scale noise, but amplify essence. And here's the most raw truth. Being part of this movement requires you to be more than just a check writer. You need to be a co-conspirator in transformation, someone who challenges old rules, who kills comfort, who demands patience. Because true freedom, true innovation is not given. It's seized through relentless action, through breaking down the old to birth the new, through burning so bright you sear your own path. If this shakes something deep inside, if it sparks a fire that won't go out, if it pulls you to rise above the tired old game, welcome. This is the moment to outgrow what holds you back, to stop obeying the rulebook, and to start forging what's next. Because the hidden pattern behind every unicorn isn't magic or luck. It's rebellion, transformation, and the courage to be absolutely relentless. This is no game for the comfortable or the compliant. This is for those ready to burn rather than bend, ready to question everything, to be critical, selective, patient, and sovereign. To those who see beyond the surface and hunger for who we are meant to become. This is the call not to change the world, but to free those who will. And those few, they are the ones who create the future, the real unicorns, the essence that turns fleeting moments into lasting revolutions. If you feel that quiet tension inside, that pull towards something bigger, something rarer, know that fire is your signal. The secret pattern isn't hiding anymore. It's blazing, and it's waiting for those ready to seize it.